Yes, yes, this is a good one. Patrick Moore versus Samson Dauda. We're going to take a look at these two bodybuilders heading into the Arnold Classic event in just a couple of weeks, I might add. In a picture comparison, we're using 2019 Patrick Moore. Are we really going to see this? I mean, that would be definitely best case Ontario, but I don't think that he's going to be in that condition. I honestly think he's going to be bigger, though. He's going to have more size. That's my opinion. Samson Dauda, guys. This is a fan requested Friday matchup. Requested Friday. So you guys wanted to see this one. And I'll be honest with you. Don't expect this Patrick Moore at the Arnold Classic event. But if we do see this, even a glimpse of this, he's going to give all of these guys a run for their money. Look at the length of his wheels. He has very a different torso length, different femur, thigh bone is twice as long as Samson's. Of course, Samson's got that huge upper body. Look at that. Massive V-taper as well. Very wide clavicle, things of that nature. Pat's got good arms, and he's got good legs. Not a lot of people talk about that. But, I mean, not the best legs, but pretty impressive nonetheless. Ditto with the arms. Ditto. Go to the front lat spread. And, yeah, this is the opposite of that front double. I was more impressed with the torso, just wasn't impressed with the width of the lats of Patrick in that front double. But here, he seems to have found some lats. Sure, this confuses some of you guys, thinking, geez, why is nobody talking about Patrick Moore? He's actually beating Samson in this shot. Well, it would definitely be a specious reasoning to say that he's going to be the 2019 form, and I'm sure he knows that. Go to the side, turn to the side. I am also sure that Patrick Moore, he's probably looking to best this version. And if he does, dare I say, he could even beat Samson Dauda. Got some good lines there, guys. Good big man's chest. Samson's huge, could use a little more separation in the arm. If we're going to be nitpicky. If we're going to be how you're supposed to be. You pick apart these guys. Which is disrespectful. Here's a side tricep. And it is a very difficult job to do, by the way. You know, these guys are heroes to little old Mark's muscle. And I have to say, oh, well, he needs more of this. He needs a little less of this. I can tell you one thing. Patrick Moore, he has so little in the way of midsection here that he looks like a big giant dumbbell. You could pick him up and curl him if he wasn't so heavy. But either which way, I definitely like Patrick Moore from the side. Now let's have a look at the backs. Here is where Samson gets a definite edge. It's back thickness, guys. It's a huge, big area of lats. Patrick Moore, he's got the detail, nice drawn out back lat spread, but you got to be realistic about this one, guys. In a lineup, he gets faded away. He has some striated glutes, and I guess that's maybe the one thing that Samson Dauda doesn't have striations on. Now, very interestingly, I've seen one of my video comparisons between Samson and Nick Walker featured on Fouad Obiad's podcast. He actually gave me a shout out, so thank you very much, Fouad Obiad. But in the matchup, or in the video, they were discussing Nick Walker versus Samson Dauda, and I hope they get a chance to see this one. They actually asked the question, now, if Samson Dauda, if he simply had striated glutes, would this be a different conversation? Would it be a different situation? And I gotta say, Samson, just with that one little difference of striated glutes, he looks better than Nick Walker. He looks a lot better. Nick's still very thin skin conditioned. But yeah, they were wondering. Well, if you're wondering, there you go. There's what Samson would look like with striated glutes. And I know if you ever have Lee Priest on there, he's going to say, who cares about striated glutes, mate? Now here is the rear double, the matchup that we're looking at. Patrick fares a little bit better in this one. Same thing happens to Samson here that happened to Patrick in the rear lat. His back just looks smaller. Now you see his prep pictures going into the Arnold's Classics. He actually, I think he is opening up a little bit more. Patrick's opened up nice. I like this. Look at them dugout hamstrings of Samson. Now it kind of, the glutes stick out like a sore butt, just a little softer than everything else. And I also noticed in the prep pictures too, or his 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, whatever, for the Arnold Classic. He actually does. He does have some strided glutes. Nothing like that edited picture. Those were Phil Heath's bum glutes. Here's the abs and thigh. Patrick, he's got some good lines, good, feathering in the quads. He just lacks thick density that Samson Dauda does have. The guy's probably, 50 pounds heavier? More? Or maybe more than Patrick Moore? More. Interesting. But yeah, this 2019 Patrick Moore, here, go to the most muscular, and this is the last word on it. It's a little bit of a little bit of a tricky matchup. Patrick Moore, he placed 10th, guys. He placed 10th at the Mr. Olympia 2019. And it was not due to size. He didn't have a whole lot of size with him. It's just, that detail. He is very drawn out, detailed, oriented, and aesthetically pleasing. And in this matchup, is he getting a victory over Samson Dauda? Honestly, guys, Samson Dauda has a TV screen behind him. He has a big, giant, 20-foot tall TV screen. Everybody did at the Olympia 2022. They didn't feature that at the 2019 Olympia. They just had a big backdrop. They had curtains, whatever. Some lights, but not a TV screen. But what that does is distorts every one of the muscles. If you take a close look, yeah, you can see some detail on Samson's quads, things of that nature. But it's not going to be as visible as the guys had in 2019 because of the lighting. And that makes this job very difficult. Very difficult. Patrick, yeah, some of the judges would give this one to him. Just because he's winning more poses. Samson, he is thicker, he is denser, twice as heavy, a little bit taller, things of that nature. But yeah, I think that at the Arnold Classic, they're not even going to be featured in the same callouts. I don't think Patrick Moore is going to bring this package, and I think Samson Dauda is going to be even better, if you could imagine that one. So, yeah, in this matchup, 2019, sure, I could be inclined to giving this one to Patrick Moore, keeping in mind that the lighting may have swayed some people's decisions also. It's the detail, guys, that lighting. Get rid of them big screens behind them. Make a backdrop. Quit being so lazy. Make your own backdrop. You don't type it up on a computer and have it come up. Wow. Takes from the bodybuilders. That's what it's about, guys. Bodybuilding. So, have a good one, guys.